Our story's hero, Renzaro, looks so frightening that anyone who sees him instantly turns away in fear. Some boys even get so scared that they completely freeze up. One day, while he was on his way to school, people were, as usual, terrified just from looking at him. On the way, he noticed some of his classmates getting into a fight with a few local thugs. But those thugs weren't randomly picking fights. They were purposely messing with Renzaro's friends, just so they could get a chance to meet him. They even asked his friends, "Where's that scary guy from your class?" His friend replied, "Don't worry, he's on his way here right now." And just then Renzaro arrived. The moment the two thugs turned and saw his terrifying face, they panicked and ran off immediately. After that, Renzaro scolded his friends. "You idiots, stop fighting like this." But his friends shot back, "It's all because of you. You hit someone before, and now they're coming after us." Renzaro was confused, saying he didn't remember anything like that. Then we get a flashback to the previous night. A couple was arguing, and the girl slapped the boy before leaving. Renzaro thought the boy might feel hurt, so he went over to comfort him. But the moment the boy saw Renzaro's scary face, he freaked out and ran. Later, Renzaro's friend teased him, saying, "Of course he got scared. If someone like you suddenly walks up at night, anyone would be terrified." Now, one more important thing. The boys' school and the girls' school was separate but right next to each other, and the boys and girls hated each other. Why? Because the girls' school was a rich elite one, filled with students from wealthy families, while the boys' school was more like a public school. The girls thought the boys had no future, so they treated them with disdain. For example, when one boy tried to return a girl's dropped handkerchief, she refused, saying, "Now that you've touched it, I don't want it anymore," and insulted him before walking away. Renzaro's friends complained, saying, "These girls will never change. They always look down on us." We also learned that in the girls' school, the curtains were always kept closed so that they wouldn't have to look at the boys' faces. That's how deep the hatred ran. Renzaro even jokes that something similar happened in his own school days, where boys and girls were separated by curtains, making school life miserable. Later, Renzaro's friends plan to go to karaoke, but he refuses, saying he has to get home early. When he gets home, his mother scolds him for being late. Renzaro explains, "School is far away and it was raining, that's why I got late. You know I'm not very good at this work and no one comes to the restaurant because of me." His mom reassures him, saying, "Don't worry, there's only one customer here right now, and with this rain, there won't be many. I know you can handle it." Then she leaves him in charge. He puts on his bakery uniform and explains that his family runs a bakery. Whenever staff is short, he helps out. But he's never told his friends about it. While working, he noticed a girl sitting at a table with a lot of plates in front of her. He wonders, how can such a small girl eat so much food? That girl was Vaguori. When she noticed Renzaro looking at her, she got flustered and her cake even got stuck in her throat. Renzaro quickly brought her some water. In his mind, he thought, she looks like a middle school girl. How is she eating this much? But before he could say anything, Vaguori quickly thanked him and ran away. Renzaro assumed she ran because she was scared of his face. Later, his mother explained, "Her name is Vaguori, and she's been coming to our shop for a long time. Don't think she'll stop coming just because she saw you. She doesn't judge people by their looks, and you shouldn't blame yourself for everything. If she doesn't come, I'll personally bring her back." The next day in class, Renzaro was still thinking about the incident. He thought, if I see her in middle school, I'll apologize properly. But when his friends invited him for lunch, he refused and left. His friends whispered, "Renzaro always tries to keep distance from people. He thinks he's not good enough, so he avoids others." Later, at home, his mother told him, "Vaguori wants to meet you." Renzaro was about to apologize when Vaguori said, "Let's eat first." She even treated him to cake. Renzaro was surprised, thinking, she wants to treat me in my own shop? During their conversation, Vaguori admitted she felt embarrassed the last time because he was staring at her, not because she was scared. This shocked Renzaro. For the first time, a girl wasn't running away in fear, but instead was blushing. Their bond slowly grew. But one night, Vaguori was confronted by the same bullies who teased Renzaro's friends earlier. They mocked her, saying she couldn't possibly be friends with someone like Renzaro. They even tried to attack her. At the last second, Renzaro showed up and took the punch himself, scaring them away. Though injured, Renzaro told Vaguori not to worry. She in turn thanked him sincerely, saying, "You're nothing like the rumors, you're actually a good person." For Renzaro, who had always been shunned by everyone, these words meant everything. The episode ends with Vaguori promising, "Next time I come to your shop, let's eat cake together again." Renzaro blushes, realizing for the first time in his life that someone truly accepts him.
The second episode begins with Rentaro, and this time he's completely lost in thought. He's thinking about Vaguori. Unlike everyone else who gets terrified of him, Vaguori didn't seem scared at all. In fact, she's also a regular customer at his family's bakery. But for Rentaro, there's one huge problem. Vaguori is from Kyohai, the rival school, and you already know how much friendship exists between those two schools. On his way back from school, Rentaro notices once again how the girls from Kyohai keep staring at him strangely. Soon his friends join him, and the conversation quickly shifts to that rival school. Osami, as usual, starts bad-mouthing them non-stop, but Rentaro's mind is somewhere else, still stuck on Vaguori. He scolds himself for overthinking so much about her. Just then, Osami asks, "Bro, what's wrong with you? The moment you see Kyohai girls, you start acting weird." Rentaro, shocked, snaps back, "Are you crazy? Why would I act weird?" But he says it a bit too loudly, and suddenly the whole class is staring at him. His friends whisper, "Dude, you overreacted way too much." Later, while the teacher is lecturing, Rentaro's thoughts keep circling around Vaguori. He convinces himself that she probably won't ever come back to the bakery now. Maybe it's better that way. If people saw her hanging around his shop, they'd only misunderstand her. The poor guy is visibly troubled. Then Osami tries to lighten the mood. He says, "You're free today, right? Let's hang out somewhere." Surprisingly, Rentaro agrees. His friends are shocked. This guy usually never joins them. They head outside, and suddenly everyone is looking in one direction. Curious, they follow the crowd, and there she is, Vaguori, waiting near the boys' school. Rentaro is stunned. His friends whisper, "Why on earth would a Kyohai girl be standing outside our school?" Rentaro, meanwhile, nervously wonders if she's here to meet him. Osami marches straight to Vaguori and yells, "How dare you come here?" Vaguori looks frightened as he keeps scolding her. Just when things get tense, Rentaro steps in, pulls Osami aside, and says, "You should talk to girls more respectfully." He even apologizes to Vaguori, but she quickly replies, "You don't need to apologize." Surprisingly, Osami himself ends up in tears, saying, "I'm sorry, I yelled too much." But before the awkwardness could settle, more Kyohai girls arrive. They're clearly nervous, almost like they're facing villains. They grab Vaguori and start leaving, but not before shoving Osami aside and glaring at the boys. As they take Vaguori away, she keeps glancing back at Rentaro, making him even more confused. Later, while his friends laugh it off, Rentaro wonders, was she really waiting for me? No, that's impossible. I'm just imagining things. But deep down, he feels something he can't describe. That evening, the boys go to karaoke. Osami sings first and surprisingly scores a solid 90. Everyone cheers. Saku then notices Rentaro acting strange and asks, "Hey, is something bothering you? You can tell us." He's already guessed Rentaro's hiding something, but Rentaro brushes it off, saying, "I'm fine, don't worry." Of course, he doesn't tell them about Vaguori. If they found out, things would just get weird. Finally, it's Rentaro's turn to sing, but before he can decide, Osami teases him, saying he'll pick a song for him. Rentaro snaps, then quickly apologizes. His friends laugh it off, and the fun continues. Later that night, Rentaro returns home and is surprised to find the bakery still open. Inside, Vaguori is waiting for him. She greets him with a cheerful, "Welcome back." Shocked, Rentaro asks why she's there. Vaguori apologizes for her friend's behavior earlier, but Rentaro assures her she doesn't need to. His mother joins in, saying, "You're late. Do you know how long Vaguori's been waiting for you?" She even insists Vaguori stay longer and brings her cake. Right on cue, Vaguori's stomach growls, making everyone laugh. Embarrassed, she tells Rentaro not to laugh, but he can't help it. Finally, he asks if they can sit and eat together, and she happily agrees. As they eat, Rentaro secretly admires how cute she looks enjoying cake. Waguri then asks about Osami, worried if he's okay. After reassuring her, Rentaro nervously asks, "Why were you waiting near the school gate?" She admits softly, "I was waiting for you." Rentaro is shocked. Waguri keeps apologizing, but he tells her not to. Blushing, he tries to confess, "When we first talked, I really liked it, and every time after that, I've felt the same." Waguri smiles, says she wants to know more about him, and reassures him not to care what their friends think. The episode closes beautifully. As Rentaro sits in class, he looks out the window and sees Waguri pulling aside her curtain, smiling at him. He smiles back, thinking, "Maybe I'm finally becoming a part of a world I never thought I belonged to." And honestly, today's episode hit right in the feels. Pure emotion, pure connection.
Today we're looking at episode 3 of this series. Inside the classroom, Renzaro and Osami are suffering because the air conditioner isn't working. Sweating and frustrated, Osami suggests they head to the staff room and asks someone to turn it on. While walking there, Osami suddenly gets an idea. Excited, he tells Renzaro, "Hey, this month is the sports festival. Why don't we participate and win? That would actually be fun." But when they reach the staff room, Suka-chen, the teacher, immediately shuts down the idea. He says firmly, "You two can't join the festival." Hearing this, Osami is completely shocked. He asks, "Why not?" Suka-chen explains, any student who fails the midterm exams has to withdraw from the festival. Osami sighs and mutters, "Then passing sounds impossible for us." Suka-chen replies, "Exactly. That means you can't participate." Still, Osami doesn't give up. He insists, "We'll work hard, but if we do, at least give us some kind of reward." Suka-chen thinks for a moment and finally says, "Fine. If you actually win the festival, I'll buy you ice cream." Hearing that, Osami lights up like a little kid. But once back in class, he starts panicking again, because in order to even compete, they first need to pass the exams. And just hearing the word exams makes Osami break into a cold sweat. Desperate, Osami begs Saku to help them study, but Saku flatly refuses, reminding them, "I taught you last year too, and you still failed." This turns into an argument, and Osami accuses Saku of secretly not wanting them to join the festival. Meanwhile, Renzaro gets a message from his mom. It's discount day at the bakery, and she suggests he invite Waguri as well. Renzaro hesitates, but eventually asks her. To his disappointment, Waguri declines, saying she's busy. Renzaro tries to shake it off, but can't help wondering why he feels so let down. Later, Osami drags Renzaro to a library to study. They sit with their books, but after a while, both admit they don't understand a thing. Renzaro says, "Maybe we should ask Saku after all. He really was the only one who tried to help us last year." But Osami is still bitter, insisting that despite Saku's help, they still failed. Renzaro calmly explains that Saku actually does want to help, even if he won't admit it. Surprised by Renzaro's reasoning, Osami asks, "Wait, are you really Renzaro?" Renzaro just shrugs and says, "Doesn't matter. What matters is winning." Finally, Osami decides to go convince Saku himself, saying, "I'm only this invested because you're going to be there too." While Osami leaves, Renzaro stays back to study. Soon, 2 little girls enter, searching for seats. Seeing none, Renzaro quietly gives up his own spot for them. The girls whisper to each other, surprised that someone so intimidating could be that considerate. As Renzaro leaves the library, he thinks he hears Waguri's voice. Looking around, he sees her studying with a friend. She seems relaxed and cheerful. He overhears that she consistently tops her class, and Renzaro is impressed. Here she is excelling in an elite school while he struggles in a regular one. Feeling a little inferior, he steps outside, lies down on a bench, and closes his eyes. When he opens them, he's startled to find Waguri standing right there. She smiles, saying she thought she saw him earlier through the library glass. Then, apologetically, she brings up discount day again, explaining she can't come this time. Renzaro brushes it off, saying it's fine, there's one every month. Waguri promises she'll come next month after saving some money from her part-time job. This surprises Renzaro, who assumed she was rich. Waguri laughs and explains that she's on a scholarship at Kyo High, and that's why she works so hard to stay on top. Hearing this, Renzaro realizes he misjudged her completely, and feels guilty for having thought of her as just another rich girl. Gathering courage, he asks if she could help him study for the midterms. Waguri replies that if she has time, she'll definitely let him know, and encourages him to do his best.
Before leaving, she tells him again she'll come to the bakery next month. Just then, Waguri's friend Subaru arrives. With her silver hair, she immediately stands out. She looks at Renzaro with annoyance and says, "So you're from Chidari school? I'd prefer if you stayed away from Vaguori." Vaguori tries to calm her, but things get tense when Osami and Saku also show up. Subaru throws insults, calling them wild and unworthy, and Saku fires back with sharp comments about her hair and her attitude. Subaru looks hurt, but Renzaro steps in, stopping Saku and apologizing for crossing the line. He even admits that he was the one who first startled Subaru at the school gate. And Osami apologizes too. Vaguori also apologizes, feeling responsible for the misunderstanding. Still upset, Subaru drags Vaguori away. Later in the library, she continues bad-mouthing Chidari boys, but when she recalls how Renzaro defended Vaguori and stopped Saku, she falls silent and asks Vaguori what she thinks of him. Vaguori replies softly, "He's a really good person." For some reason, Subaru doesn't like hearing that. Meanwhile, back at home, Renzaro was still struggling with Saku's lessons. Suddenly, he gets a call from Vaguori. They talk about the day's events and clear up any awkwardness. Vaguori tells him, "What you did today was really cool. Thanks for protecting me." Hearing that, Renzaro blushes. No one's ever called him cool before. But Vaguori quickly adds that maybe she's been talking too casually with him. Renzaro asked why she always keeps things so formal. Vaguori hesitates, then admits, "Because I'm just a customer at your shop. It would feel strange otherwise." This makes Renzaro a little sad, as if she's putting distance between them. Before hanging up, Vaguori invites him to study together on Saturday. Renzaro agrees. Then, nervously, he adds, "If it's okay with you, maybe from now on, you can talk to me like a friend." Vaguori pauses, then smiles, and says she'll remember that. After the call ends, Renzaro is left embarrassed, wondering why he even said that. On the other side, Vaguori too feels nervous, her heart racing after their conversation.
Today, we're diving into episode 4 of the series. The episode begins with a small detail. It's Saturday. And not just any Saturday. This is the day Rintaro finally gets to study together with Anna Wakuri. We see Rintaro traveling by train, heading to meet her. But our boy is super nervous. Sitting there, staring out the window, he thinks to himself, "I've seen this scenery so many times before, but why does it feel so different today? The whole world feels fresh, almost like something big is about to happen." As soon as he steps out of the station, he spots Anna. Slightly flustered, he apologizes. "Sorry, I'm late. Did I keep you waiting?" Anna, with her usual gentle smile, replies that she had actually arrived a little early. Rintaro quietly wonders, why does she always look this beautiful? Their first stop together is a cafe. Over a meal, Anna looks happier than ever. She tells him she's always wanted to come here. It's perfect for studying, and the food is delicious too. Hearing this, Rintaro remembers something important. Anna loves food. In fact, she looks the happiest when she's eating. After finishing their meal, it's time to focus. Anna suggests they start studying. Rintaro seems just as eager. But soon, while Anna was explaining something, they unknowingly lean too close to each other. Both notice the closeness, jump back, and blush intensely. Anna apologizes, saying it wasn't intentional, but Rintaro quickly reassures her that it's fine. Still, he can't focus. His heart is pounding like crazy. After some time, Anna asks him why he's so determined not to fail this time. Rintaro explains, "After the midterms, there's a sports festival. But if I fail, I won't be allowed to participate. And I really want to join my friends. Sorry if that sounds like a silly reason." Anna immediately responds that it's not silly at all. In fact, it's great. The sports festival sounds like a lot of fun. Her words make Rintaro realize just how kind-hearted she is. She never judges people. She only encourages them. Then Anna tells him, "Listening to you, I can tell you really love your friends." Hearing this, Rintaro coughs nervously. "Wait, love? Why would you say that?" Anna simply explains that she also loves her friends deeply, especially Subaru, her childhood friend.
People often misunderstand Subaru, but she's truly a good person, just with some past issues that make her dislike boys. Anna even thanks Rentaro for not judging Subaru the last time. This leaves Rentaro feeling warm inside. He thinks, talking to her always makes me so happy. Later, as they wrap up, Anna surprises him by handing over a notebook filled with study notes she made for him specially. Rentaro is shocked. You made this for me? Even when you had your own studies? He thanks her sincerely, but Anna brushes it off and says she just wants him to enjoy the sports festival with his friends. She adds, but then afterward, you'll have to tell me all about it. This makes Rentaro feel deeply moved. He silently vows, I can't fail now, not after she's done so much for me. But just when he's about to head home, someone grabs his bag. It's none other than Subaru. She tells him she needs to talk. They sit down in a cafe, but Subaru stays quiet for a while. Finally, out of nowhere, she asks, Rentaro, are you Anna's boyfriend? The question shocks him so much that he spills his coffee and burns his hands slightly. Subaru calmly offers him her handkerchief. This confuses Rentaro. Why is she being so kind? Didn't she hate me? But Subaru presses the same question again. He quickly denies it. No, it's nothing like that. But then she asks, if that's true, then what is your relationship with her? He hesitates, unsure how to answer. A friend? A classmate? Something more? Subaru continues, if you've only known her for a short time, then that's good, because I want you to stop meeting Anna. This shocks Rentaro. He asks, is it just because he's from Chidori school? Subaru admits, yes, that's part of it. She explains the rivalry between their schools runs deep, and Anna, being a scholarship student at Kyo High, would be in big trouble if anyone from their school saw him with him. Teachers especially despise Chidori. She then reveals why she cares so much. In a flashback, we see Subaru as a child bullied because of her unusual hair color. Boys used to mock her. But back then, Anna stood up for her, protected her, and told her her hair was beautiful. From that moment, Anna became Subaru's hero. That's why now, Subaru is so protective, maybe even overprotective. Through tears, she begs Rentaro, please stop meeting her. She's worked so hard to be here. I can't let her lose it all. Rentaro is moved, but conflicted. He remembers Anna's words, I don't care about Chidori or Kyo High. I just want to know you better. And with that, he tells Subaru firmly, I'm sorry, but I can't do what you're asking. Subaru is clearly hurt, but says she expected that answer. Later, Rentaro heads home, frustrated and unable to concentrate. Still, he admits Subaru is a good person at heart because she thinks so deeply about others. On the train, two girls recognize him. They thank him for giving them a seat back in the library. This surprises Rentaro, who realizes not everyone sees him as scary. It also reminds him of Anna, who always says thank you for the smallest things. Days later, the midterm results are announced. The teacher happily says both Asami and Rentaro passed. Finally, they can join the sports festival. The whole class cheers. Rentaro checks his score. 59 marks, barely passing, but to him, it feels like victory. Overjoyed, he wants to message Anna immediately. But then he remembers Subaru's words. He stops himself, feeling conflicted. His friends knock his bag over by accident, and when Saku picks it up, he notices Anna's good luck note inside Rentaro's notebook. Shocked, he starts questioning Rentaro about Anna. And with that, the episode ends on a dramatic note.
We see Saku questioning Rentaro about the notebook, but Rentaro doesn't give any answer. The moment Ayato opens it and notices Waguri's good luck note, Rentaro quickly snatches it away from his hands. This sudden reaction shocks his friends. They can't understand why Rentaro is acting so strangely. The Rentaro they knew never behaved like this. Saku then asked directly, "Is this the same girl we saw with you outside the library that day? Back then you told us you apologized because you scared her, but that wasn't true, right? I had a feeling you've been acting weird lately, hiding something from us." Even after hearing this, Rentaro stays silent. Saku presses him again. "Are you still keeping secrets from us? Won't you say anything? Don't you even have an answer for us?" The atmosphere in the classroom turns tense. Everyone goes quiet. Finally, Rentaro says, "I'm sorry, but I don't want to tell you about this." Hearing this, Osami and Ayato are shocked, but for Saku it hurts deeply. Of course it had to. Friends hiding things from each other always sting. Later, when Rentaro goes home, he can't stop thinking about what happened with his friends. He even blames himself. Then, remembering Waguri's note, he thinks, "At least I should thank her." So he texts Waguri, thanking her and telling her he managed to pass all his subjects because of her help. Waguri feels really happy reading this and replies that he should now enjoy the upcoming sports festival. But Rentaro suddenly remembers Sabaru's warning that being close to Waguri could put her in trouble. Because of this, he doesn't reply back. He just leaves her message on read. On the other side, Waguri smiles just seeing that he opened her text, wondering what event he'll participate in: football, baseball, or something else. The next day, we see Osami and Ayato worried because Rentaro and Saku aren't talking to each other anymore. They even sit far apart. Ayato reminds Osami of the time when Rentaro helped solve their fight and encourages him now to bring Saku and Rentaro back together. Fired up, Osami tries hard. He even suggests practicing together after school, but both Saku and Rentaro refuse, leaving Osami sad. After school, Saku is heading home when suddenly Ayato and Osami stop him, saying, "Come on, let's walk together and talk." But Saku, still angry, refuses. He says, "I don't feel like talking right now." Ayato asks, "Are you serious? Do you really think we shouldn't talk things out?" Frustrated, Saku shouts, "Enough! I'm angry right now. Just leave me alone." Then Ayato asks, "Saku, are you upset with Rentaro just because he talks to a girl from Kyo High?" "That's not it. What really hurt me is that he doesn't trust us. We're his friends and he hides such things from us. Especially me, because it's thanks to him that I was able to fit in at Chidori High. If he's struggling, I want to help, because to me, he's a hero." Osami adds, "Yeah, that's true. Rentaro really is amazing. He helps people without even thinking twice. Maybe right now, he doesn't realize how you feel, but we know what kind of person he is." Ayato also says, "Saku, did you notice? For the first time, Rentaro actually said something openly in class. He told us he doesn't want to talk about it. That was honest. Usually he just hides everything. We don't know the full story yet, but I'm sure one day he'll tell us everything." Hearing this, Saku calms down a little and feels better. The three of them then hang out together. Next, we see Rentaro at his family shop. His mother notices he looks down. When she asks, Rentaro avoids the question. She wonders if he's upset because of exams, but he says he actually passed. She's shocked. Her son, who always failed, finally passed? She even jokes, "Be honest, did you cheat?" He insists he didn't, and she asks his highest score. He tells her it's 59, which still surprises her. Just then, Waguri walks in. Hearing her voice, Rentaro hides under the counter. Waguri apologizes to his mom for being late and asks if there is still some cake left. His mom says yes, but teases that Waguri should come earlier next time. Waguri then happily shares that she scored really well in her exams and came to treat herself. Rentaro's mom almost mentions him, but Rentaro tries to stop her. Still, she makes him stand up and proudly tells Waguri that her son also passed his exams. Waguri is shocked and asks him how long he's been there. His mom says, "From the very start," which makes Waguri feel embarrassed. Noticing Rentaro's mood, his mom asks him to take Waguri's order. While Waguri is picking her cake, she suddenly raises her hands for a high five. Rentaro looks confused. She says, "You passed your exams.
That deserves a high five. Plus, now you can join the sports festival. But just hearing sports festival makes Rentaro remember his fight with friends, and he looks down. Still, he gives her the high five and takes her order. Vaguori notices he's sad and tells him, "When you don't feel good, you should eat lots of food. I always start my mornings with a big breakfast. Honestly, whenever I eat a lot." In the middle of her talk, she even forgets what point she was trying to make. The moment is so adorable that Rentaro bursts out laughing. Seeing him laugh makes Vaguori happy too. Later, Vaguori leaves for the station, while Rentaro thinks, "I was so confused these past days." But after talking to Vaguori, everything feels clearer. She's such an amazing person. Hardworking and kind. She only deserves respect, but why can't I put these feelings into words? Is this love? He reads her text again and hugs her phone to his chest. On the other side, Vaguori also thinks about him at the station. His laughter looks so cute to her. That evening, at home, Rentaro's mom prepares a special dinner, saying it's a celebration because her son finally passed. Though still in disbelief, she feels emotional and proud. She tells him that, like before, he didn't quit midway this time. He worked hard and succeeded. She senses he's worried about something, but assures him she won't pressure him with questions. She trusts he'll figure out right from wrong. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to Vaguori. She receives a message from Subaru, calling her to a place where they used to play as kids. Curious, Vaguori arrives and asks, "So, Subaru, what did you want to talk about? Why call me here?" Subaru answers seriously, "I want to talk about Rentaro." Hearing this, Vaguori is left shocked, wondering what's going on.